team.
Hey there, this is Malorian, and this is the Orc Tactical Team, and today we're going to be talking about line disruption. Now, what this is all about is the whole idea that when you come into a game, you have a game plan, your opponents has a game plan, and although it'd be nice to win because your game plan might be stronger than theirs, it really helps if you can disrupt their plans so it kind of unravels and they're not really doing what they really plan to do. And what that usually really centers around is the whole idea that they usually design their army as a unified force. Either it's something where this is my battle line and everything moves up together, or this is supported by this, and all the rest of it. But really the whole idea is that you're trying to fracture the lines to make sure that they're not supporting each other anymore, and they're starting to show weaknesses that you can take advantage of. Now, there's lots of different ways where you can do this. I mean, for example, if you have a ranged option and there's something that normally supports something else, you could always try shooting that, taking it out with magic. So all of a sudden, this portion of the line that's supposed to be supported by this isn't as strong anymore because that support piece is gone. So that's one easy way of doing it if you have the magic or if you have the ranged, but a lot of times you can't really rely on these things, and so you really have to find mechanical ways to actually disrupt their lines. Now, I can be talking about a lot of different things, but I think this is about time that I listen to my viewers, and we're actually going to be going to the table, and I'm going to be showing you some examples of what I'm talking about. So let's head on over. All right, so here we are, guys, looking at a table here, and what we're really going to be using as an example to show this is you're going to have the two main units, which we're going to say are the main line. Of course, they can be expanded over a larger force, but we're really going to show these two units working together and the way you're going to be disrupting the line. Now, there's lots of different ways you can do this. I have a couple of models that are going to be showing various types here. But of course, the very first easy one is that if something has frenzy, right? There's an easy one. If the black unit here has frenzy, you go and park a unit over here. It's going to have to stop over here and fight them. It's going to beat the unit. It's going to overrun. And in the end, not only is this unit kind of taken out of the whole combat. I mean, this is the main fight over here. This unit is now charging off the wrong way. The other thing that happens too is that these two units aren't supporting each other anymore. This one is going to be showing off its flank. I mean, this one can kind of move up to kind of guard somewhat, but the main thing is that it can't really do too much to actually cover that flank at the very end. So, I mean, there's one simple thing if it actually had frenzy. Now, here's another one that can be kind of interesting as well, is that if you go and you actually redirect it the other way, what can happen is that the frenzy unit charges and it comes in. This unit either has a choice of staying still and doing nothing or advancing forward. And what happens here with this one is that when it kills this unit and overruns, it's going to stop here. Now, what that does for you is, maybe you have something to be taking on the flank here, but even if you don't, when it comes back to this player's next turn, they're in a very awkward spot where, what do I do with these units, right? If I decide to advance up with this one, all of a sudden I can't really do this with the other one. It's kind of stuck behind, and so all of a sudden I'm not having a unified side-by-side two sets of units that are moving up together. What I'm going to have is this one, which is now going to have this secondary one coming up behind it. I mean, that's one of the negatives of deflecting them off the other way, is that if you do that, they die, it charges off to a corner, this comes up. Eventually, if you can't take advantage of this now, they're going to be able to turn back around, and all of a sudden, maybe now they're threatening your flank. So sometimes it actually is better to redirect them to the inside here. Now, of course, you have other things you can do. You can set up the double flee. So if this unit is going together and I decide, okay, I can deal with any of these units one at a time, but I can't deal with them both at the same time. Well, what I'm going to do is try and slow down one of the units. So, of course, this one's free, and so it can move up however they want. This one here, if they want to charge, I'm going to flee. This one, it's going to redirect into this. I'm going to flee. One of two things are going to happen. Either this one will roll less than this, and it'll get caught and destroyed, or this one's going to run farther, and it's going to be a failed charge. Either way, the problem that this unit has is that when these two units go and flee, this unit here is now going to be left in a spot where its movement is going to be based and dependent onto this one. I mean, if nothing else, if we're in a spot where these guys, if my main line's here and they could charge, well, all of a sudden with this unit has to decide, like, well, do I want to charge in all by myself, or do I want to wait for this unit here? And if it does wait, flee, something happens, either I catch it or I don't, all of a sudden, the really big thing that happens on the other side is also now the ball's in their court again. If this one did not charge, then all of a sudden, oh, okay, maybe now they will be charging in or something else. Either way, you're really pushing the ball to the other side, and as well, this unit here is kind of being forced to follow this unit. So whereas normally they just want to say both march up 8 inches up the board, all of a sudden, this one might fail its charge and only move up 4. And then this one's stuck saying, damn, either I hold the line and I move up 4 as well, or I move up my 8 and all of a sudden I've fractured the line. And that's really not what they want. Now I want to move on to an idea that I kind of touched on with the last video, and that's the idea of using these blocks against each other. Now, what you're going to do with that is take your fast cav or eagle or whatever throwaway unit you have, and it's actually not going to go and redirect one unit. It's going to go in the center and redirect both units. Now, the whole premise here is that a unit can't move within an inch of an enemy unit unless it's fighting it in combat. So, both these units, this one's parked an inch away, cannot wheel and get past. So they're being forced to deal with this eagle, these wolves, whatever the throwaway unit is. Now, here are the options that this side has. One, they could just sit there. They can say, that eagle's not worth it. I'm going to hope that during my shooting phase or my magic phase, I can kill that eagle, and then later on, I can move up. But that's a really risky one. Second option, one unit can charge in. So this one's going to hold, the black one's going to charge, they're going to maximize to something like this, and the real issue that comes up here is that if this is what they choose to do, first of all, if they kill it, okay, it's gone. If it flees, it's actually going to look at this line here. It's going to be fleeing through this unit. This unit would be looking like this, and so not only is this horrendous, and this really won't happen because this unit then would be flanked or whatever, but something that's more probable is that they will flank, this one will flee, end up back up here, and if this unit rallies, all of a sudden you have now fast cav that has redirected and it got behind the lines. But let's be fair here. If a horde is hitting an eagle or fast cav, it's probably going to die. So again, this one unit charged in, this one held in this situation, eagle is dead. Now, what this unit has to do now is that if it wants to reform, it has to keep its center the same. I can't go and decide, oh, I'm just going to go back like this. No. I am here now, and keeping my center the same, I'm now going to be looking like this. And what we see here is just like what we had from before. Well, now one unit is blocking the other. We have fractured the lines, and all of a sudden, instead of them having two units that can fight together as one, they're going to have one that's following behind the other. Now, here's the other option that they have. They could both charge. Now again, both of them have to be a flank charge, so this one will maximize like this one will maximize like this. This eagle is so dead it's not funny. But what's going to happen to these units now? Well, the really awkward thing that happens here is that you still have to keep those centers the same. And so you can't go like, oh, okay, I won combat. No, 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 that's cheating. You did not keep your centers the same. Really, actually, depending on how close these things were, they probably can't reform much at all. And all of a sudden, these units that were hordes before now actually have to reform to be 5 wide, 4 wide, whatever it is that's going to make it so that they can't really go any wider. Again, you can't even say, let's say in this instance here, we have it being 10 by 6. This unit here can't choose to go, oh, I'm going to now go a little bit wider. So I'll take some guys from here and I'll put them here. No, because that would be making the center go from here to here. And that's cheating. The center from that reform has to stay the same. So that really screws them over. This can also happen if you're having terrain as well. So let's say, for example, there's this terrain here in the way, right? So something like this. What you're going to do is fly your eagle to this point right here, or however you want to have it. It's going to be showing off a flank. I want to be an inch away, inch away. This thing is going to charge in and maximize. This thing's going to die. And again, my center has to stay the same. And the unfortunate thing for it is that if it spins around like this, it can't stay in horde formation and stay an inch away from this building here. So that's something you can really have with you that's really going to cause a lot of troubles. One of the things that was coming up that, say like in the wood elf example that happened, is what would happen is if you're trying to hunt down some wood elves or whatever else you're trying to track down, and you decide the right thing to do is to go wider. Well, really what happens is that in this fracturing techniques, it only puts that to the extreme, where all of a sudden, if you want to go and try and charge this thing that's double long is going to go whoa and go really far up. And then all of a sudden, when it beats this, well, in a way, you think it's great, right? Look, my center that used to be here is now way up here. So that's great, right? I'm up here now with this massive unit. The problem is that in doing that, it is now just like before. The other wide unit would be other here, and they're being layered, and you're making cracks where there didn't used to be cracks. Again, if we do the same thing now with the double, so both of these are now twice as wide, because instead of going 40, they went the 40 models, instead of going 10 wide, they went 20 wide or whatever. These are now super wide. They go in, and now, just like where these guys before had to be saying, like, damn, I'm going to have to be 5 wide or whatever I want here now because I can't go back to horde formation. In this case here, they're going, well, damn, if I want to be still facing that way, I have to have a frontage of 2? No, that'll make no sense whatsoever, and they'll have to either stay facing each other or facing the outsides, and really kind of limiting what they can actually do. So that's really the whole idea of line fracturing, and it really is something where you have to go into it knowing that you're sacrificing something for the greater good. And this is something that's usually really hard to see for some people, because normally you want to gain something from what you're doing. Let's say, for example, for the Frenzied unit, I am throwing away a 50-point eagle, but I am going to be seeing the flank of that unit, and I'll be gaining these points. One of the things that's not as tangible as that is, what if I'm taking your battle line and I'm forcing it to layer? So that in a fight where before, being supported, I might not be able to win this fight. Now, I can fight this unit first, beat it, and then deal with this one unit after. And so that's making it so I can actually get these points, win this battle, and win this game. So there you go. That's fracturing the line. Hopefully me doing it here on the table kind of showed the ideas a little bit better than me just talking about it. But either way, that's today's show, and thanks for watching. Bye.